Thanks, Scott. And I do love that song. Thank you. All right, you guys. We have had a couple of people ask us lots of questions about branding and doing a little bit of basic design. So I decided to put this presentation together. I worked for a design house for a couple of years. Learned how to use InDesign, Photoshop, and photo editing software, and then got myself into a little bit of photography. So I had to teach myself a whole bunch of tricks to perform my work. I then owned a photography studio for a while, which took a lot of design. I also did all of my design and branding myself. So today what you're going to learn is really from somebody who is 100% self-taught. And I understand that when you're marketing your business, it really does get tough out there sometimes, because you see some of the marketing material out there and you can't even imagine where you would start to put something like that together. Tonight, after about 20 minutes, I do believe you will be able to put together some really good marketing material for your social media platforms, some one-pagers that you can use for your teams. And this in turn is going to help me as a corporate trainer and presenter for Mirror Trading International, because I'd be able to use some of those resources on our member portal page. So it's all relative. I'm excited that we all get to build it together. So learning a new skill will be the deciding factor between success and failure in any new venture. And I believe that that is absolutely the truth. The reason why I have had success in the industries that I've been involved in is because I'm not afraid to learn new things. So don't be afraid. It's actually very simple, and we're going to run through it very quickly. So we're going to run through 4 basic design principles. The first one is what they call typography. Now, typography is the kind of font that you use when you are creating a one-pager or training material or a PowerPoint presentation or whatever it may be. And an effective use of typography is probably one of the most important design principles to consider when you're creating graphics. You want to use simple fonts. Here you will see an example. It's easy to get carried away with fonts. Ask me. I own about 7,000 different fonts, and I always want to use 10 million different ones at the same time. Can you not see my screen? Can I get an okay? Oh, screen is good. Oh, I got nervous there for a second. All right. Okay, everyone can see. Okay, so typography is the type of fonts that you can use. And I often get carried away with fonts, which you don't want to do. You want things to look clean and simple. So here you can see on the left, it's nice, but it's really tough to read. So we're not going to use fonts like that, especially not with MTI as well, because we are a professional business that plays in the Bitcoin industry. So you want to make sure that you've got something that is simple and easy to read, like the one on the right. Now, let's look at contrast. A lot of people, I don't even know if you can see this, but if you look on your screen, when playing around with your type, you want to be conscious of the font color and how it contrasts against your background. So you ensure anyone can easily read your message. It can become especially difficult when working with a background image, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But in this case, a call-out box often works to make the text stand out regardless of the background. And again, I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. But here you can see on the left, I've got a very light contrast between the background and the text. And on the right, obviously, we've got a little bit more of a contrast between the two, so it's easier to read. You want to, when you are making sure that you are doing one-pagers, that you're 100% clear, that your background isn't interfering with the text or the typography that you're placing on top of it. Now, be concise. According to Facebook audiences, they spend an average of 1.7 seconds digesting each post in their newsfeed. Okay, so to have the greatest impact, ensure that your text is clear and concise. You should not be using more than 2 fonts per graphic. So you can see here on the left, it says too many typefaces, it's confusing, it looks messy and cluttered. So when you are doing one-pagers or any kind of marketing material, presentations, whatever it may be, do not use more than 2 fonts. And we're going to have a look at what those 2 fonts should be in future as well. Color is the next thing. Now, color is one thing that we are always arguing about, because we've got some really excited people that want to use crazy colors when they're doing their MTI membership and team marketing. But it's an underestimated design element. It can actually alter the way your graphic and your overall brand is perceived. So it's very important that we get the colors right for MTI, and I'm going to show you them in a second. A standard color palette not only creates consistency across your organization's marketing, but will also help your audience identify your brand at a glance. Now, I want you to know that there aren't very strict guidelines like, oh, you cannot use red in MTI marketing strategy. That's not the point at all. But if you want to help us to grow the basic brand of MTI, then you want to think along the lines of Coca-Cola. If Coca-Cola came out with a blue label, how upset would people be? They'd be very upset. If the Nike swoosh, and I've actually seen the Nike swoosh being worked out a little bit from time to time, or people distort it, and people get upset. Now, we want to have the same thing with MTI. Color can be strategically used, obviously, to create some general emotion when we're talking about, especially network marketing and different personality types. So these are common color associations done by psychologists from NYC in the States. They say that red exerts passion, excitement, bold, and power, and you can read over the rest. Green is for growth and health. Blue is calming, trustworthiness, and strength. So please don't think that the CI, the corporate identity behind MTI, was by accident. We chose blue on purpose because blue is associated with calmness, trustworthiness, and strength. Now, yellow is our opposite of the color spectrum color that we like to use just to give that pop of color and excitement. Also brings us into the 21st century in design. So that speaks of happiness, optimism, and warmth. Do you see that that's what we're trying to cultivate with our business? More than 5 colors on a graphic is too much. So limit your corporate palette and choose 1 or 2 accent colors to really get your message across. Now, when we talk about the visual hierarchy, it's about what your image looks like. You want to make sure that in your graphic, it is based on importance to help your audience digest the content quickly and easily. So on the left, you'll see it's very wordy. People are probably not going to read it. But on the right, you've got a little bit of an image. You've got different typography. We've got 2 different fonts. We've got 2 different colors. It's still clear. It's still punchy. Got quite a bit of white space. It's nice. You want to manipulate the font color and alignment to direct the attention of your audience to the most important element of the graphic. So generally, the bigger the element, the more important you're going to be placing on it. A pro tip, and you'll see that I use this all the time, use an accent color that stands out in tandem with a larger, bolder font to make a key of your message stand out. And if you look at our corporate presentation for MTI, you'll see where we have used these design principles. Now, this is a little cheat sheet. The 4th and possibly the most important basic design principle is when you are doing something for a specific social media platform, you want to make sure that you've got the dimensions right, you guys. How many times I have people messaging me on WhatsApp and then their heads are cut off in their profile pictures? Or I look at social media profile pictures like Facebook cover photos is the one thing that is absolutely shocking because I've got one friend of mine, her cover photo has chopped off all her kids' heads. So we literally just have 3 bodies standing on her cover photo on Facebook. It's because the dimensions of her photograph isn't correct. So you can use this little cheat sheet to show you what the dimensions should be, and I'll show you how you can size them in a second or 2. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that your profile photo is at a ratio of 1:1 for Instagram, actually for all profile photos, quite honestly, and even for your WhatsApp profile. You want to make sure that there are the right and correct ratios. Always remember that if you're doing event covers and cover photos for Facebook, they're different ratios. And then the best resolution for images on Facebook to get attention, and also on Instagram and whatever other accounts you're going to be working on. So this cheat sheet is already available in the MTI portal. You can go, MTI members portal, you can go and have a look, download it, and I'll show you in a second how to use those. This is another page that you want to remember. These are the apps and the PC or laptop programs that you can download for absolutely free. They cost you nothing, and they are wonderful. Easy to use, they're free. I use them for all of the work that I do. They are simple and quick to learn. So GIMP on a PC or a laptop is absolutely fantastic. It's a little bit like Photoshop, but it is so easy, you guys. I'm actually going to show you a little bit about GIMP tonight. And then the easiest photo editing software where you can even do batch editing. So ladies, if you've taken 7 million selfies, you can batch edit all of them at the same time with Photoscape. Now, these 2 are really great on a laptop or on a PC, but if you're on your phone And I believe that there are some very interesting blogs about me on the internet about the fact that I edit my photographs. Of course I edit my photographs. What woman doesn't? I have a rule with my friends. Nobody posts a picture of me where my face hasn't been thinned, the spots haven't been moved, my lips haven't been made bigger, and my cheeks haven't been made pinker. It's just, it's what we do. I'm a millennial, you guys. But there's nothing wrong with taking a picture and editing it nicely so it looks professional, and YouCam Perfect is amazing. It is absolutely free. It's so simple. If you want to lighten the picture, there's a button that says lighten. If you want to improve the contrast or put a filter on, it's all there for you. InCollage is really very good if you want to create collages of certain things, like you may be taking delivery of your new car and maybe you want to have a look at the trading results for the day, put them side by side and throw them onto your page. InCollage is really good. Now, tonight's invite, the invite that I did for tonight's presentation and training was done in InCollage, you guys. I did it on my phone, 5 minutes on my mom's stoop, and it was really simple. You know, I was easy, quickly to send it out. It wasn't a problem. So these 4 programs are really exceptional. You want to have a look at them. It really is very good. mtimembers.com does work. Refresh your page. All right, let's get on to the next one. So basic design principles for MTI. These are the colors that we want you to try and stick to if you're okay with that. Okay, remember that when you are making Facebook posts and social media posts, even if you are responding to blogs or commenting as an MTI member, always try and be professional. Try not to be too busy. Our corporate identity is nice and clean. I'm going to show you in a second. The correct colors, don't worry yourself with Pantones. Half of our membership doesn't even know what a Pantone is. So we're not going to be holding people to Pantones. If I asked Scott what color these are, he's going to tell me this color is?
That's navy blue.
And this one?
Yellow.
And this one?
White.
This one?
White.
This one?
And gray.
Okay, but if I asked you what the Pantones were? Exactly. All right. So do you guys see that we can't be telling people that you can only use this, this, and this Pantone? That makes no sense. But all of us, none of us are blind. All of us can see these colors. And if you want to put something beautiful together with these colors, please feel free and go for it. What you must remember, however, is that there are some logo issues. You cannot change the color of the MTI logo unless it is totally black or totally white or this, okay? If you do any communications or you do any marketing, you want to show that you're an independent member and you want to remember the 3 marketing guidelines that you can find on mtimembers.com. And we've also done a training on the 3 basic marketing guidelines when you're looking at building your organization. Now, what I'm going to do now is I would like to take you through to show you how to very simply edit a picture in Photoscape. So you'll see here that I've actually opened up the Photoscape app, and I don't work for them. It's a free app, okay? So it's very simple. So what I normally do is you would open your app, and in fact, let me show you what it looks like when you open it. I've got like 10 million things open on my computer. So this is what the app looks like when you open it. Then you want to click, no updates now. You want to click on editor. And now it's simply a case of pulling in an image. So I'm going to pull in this image. And if I'm looking for a plain black background, I am going to create just a big square over this. And now I've got a blank black canvas. Now from here, what you want to do is make sure that you always position your logo first. You want to position the MTI logo first. Now, if you go down here to where it says object, it's going to allow you to put a photograph in. You obviously need to have a general idea of where you have things located or saved on your computer. So here you'll see I've got the MTI logo in black and in white. I could have used the plain blue and white one as well, but I prefer the white one from time to time. Now what I can do is I can include a photograph of, oh, I don't know if I've got a picture of myself somewhere here that I can use. Okay. Include my picture. So you see these are layers that are being placed on top of one another. And yes, that is a very heavily edited picture of me. My chin is definitely not that triangular. And when you start playing around with this process and with this program, you'll see that there is so much that you can do. When you go to the home screen, this is where you will work on editing your photographs. So if I want to turn this into a, let me just do this, flatten the image. If I want to turn this into a sepia, I can. Black and white, I can. You can add frames, all sorts of frames. There's a little frame. Oh, that's a bit busy. But there's lots of options, and they're literally a click away, you guys. Lots of opportunities here. If you want to resize your image, remember we had spoken about the sizes for Facebook or something like that. You can actually adjust your lengths here according to that cheat sheet that I've shown you. And you'll see here, it will give you the actual dimensions of the picture. So you can change them. If you want to auto level the picture, if you want to bloom or blacklight it, if you want to undo, you can undo your mistakes that you could have made. If you need a filter, you can add a filter on here. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Then if you want to add any objects, you go to objects. Now here you can paste a photograph on top of all of this. You can put in a balloon or a space bubble. You can enter some text. Let's say I want to enter some text in here. I can choose a pretty font. Remember, we're not going to use a font that's difficult to read, in a color that works with the design and the elements of MTI. Now you'll see that blue isn't 100% the same as the one I had previously, but it's perfectly fine. Now, if you go and download PNG from PNG folders from the internet, from Google, you can actually get them without a background. Even if you just Google search Bitcoin without background, do you see that you can add it on top of this? And it creates that image that nobody would have seen before, and it's completely only to your own team. Now I can add text in here, I can add shapes, I can crop. It's actually a very simple program to use, and it's very easy. So it's Photoscape. You want to go to the Edit tab, create a blank canvas if you like, and then you can edit it from there. Now, if you want to, and let's say you don't want to do a blank canvas like an image like this or something, then what you can do is, let's go look. I think I've got a Bitcoin image here somewhere. Here you go. You can download and open any image you like, and I can very quickly, in fact, let's say I want to post something on my Facebook page about Bitcoin, right? I can go onto here, download my little image from Google. Very, very easy. In fact, let me show you how to do that while I have you all here. Let's say I want a blue Bitcoin background. Brings up a whole bunch of backgrounds. Now, listen, if you're going to be using these on your own Facebook page, it really is okay. Lots of these sites have free downloads. So let's use, in fact, let's use black rather. I'll take that image there. I'm going to save it. And now I'm going to go to my page. I'm going to go and find this image. There it is there. And now I can make this into an MTI one-pager. So I can go and find my logo because I know that I have my logo in black and in white. And I can put these on the portal for you as well if you want to use them. In this picture, you'll see that the background and the logo are not quite the same color. So I might have to go to my back office and just, oh, not my back office, sorry. I might want to just contrast and sharpen the image a little bit so it makes the darker darker and the lighter lighter. So I can go back and let's say I want to say do not forget to check your, I'll leave a space. Okay, I can go and choose one of the colors that I know are MTI colors. And then I can choose another image and add that on. Okay, I don't know if this color is going to work, but let's see. And now what I can do is I can do a little text box. I actually prefer using the big one. I can use a little text box here where I teach my team, log into your account. Enter your username. And so forth. And I can put on here everything that I want to put on there. If I want to include another image of myself, I can do that. If I want to include a speech bubble, I can do that. It really is a fantastic program, and you literally save it, and this makes it as a JPEG. So you can use it on WhatsApp, you can use it on Facebook, you can use it. And yes, Photoscape is 100% free, you guys. It's actually amazing what you can do with this photo editing software. Like if I just take an image, and what you can do in terms of editing your photographs, they are unbelievable. You can do so much with this. If you've got a blurry picture, it will sharpen it up for you. If you want a filter or a vignette, it would add that for you. It really is an unbelievable program. It's so simple and it's easy to use. Between this and PowerPoint, you can create pretty much whatever you are needing in this space. Now, I just wanted to show you one last one. If you find like something with a really cool quote on it, like here you go, for instance, wealth is not about having a lot of money, it's about having a lot of options, which I completely agree with. What I always do is I will take one of these, and my handle is Dubelion. If you guys don't know the story, I'll tell it to you some other time. But I always market myself and build my own brand while I'm teaching people something. So I would add my little Dubelion on there. I would save it. Oh, shucks. I've just undone everything. Sorry about that. And what's great is I've now put that in a place where nobody can crop around it or take it off or anything like that. So if you've got a little handle or you've got a username or something that you'd like to use, then you can do that. Now, if you've got something like this, you can always just add our MTI logo to it. Very simply, just resize it. There you go. And you can add your own little thing in here. Independent. Oh, I can't read. I'm tired. Member, Cheri Marks. I can choose whichever font I want, obviously. I'll just use that. Now, what's also cool about this is if you want to, you can add your username for MTI, you can add a link, you can do whatever you like. But this is pretty cool because at the end of the day, you can use existing material and simply just add to it. The last thing I want to show you is just how to do a very light, if you've got a very busy picture, how you can do a very light design over it. Okay, here you go. Lots of people would like to go and throw text on top of this. You don't want to do that. So you can go down here and create a box and set the opacity. That's how see-through the box is before you start. And I would always go a little bit lighter. But let's say I want to send a message. So I'm going to say, training tonight, 8 p.m. I can add that, and this is over any busy pictures. So if you want to take any of these busy pictures that we've just viewed now, if you want to take growth, you want to take some other images like this and post something about growing your Bitcoin over it, you can very easily do that with that opacity trick. It's quite nice, and it's a quick way to, I'll show you. There's our image. I'll go and do the opacity trick. There you go. Where there you go. You can choose whichever color you want to do. I always like to use a muted color. You can change how they put that together. And there you go. You've got a one-pager. You can throw the elements around. You can pretty much do pretty much anything to that image, which I think is pretty cool. And now you can down here put your own little name in there. And that I can do maybe in a nice pretty, oh no, contrast is not good. You see? So at the end of the day, this program is really simple to use. It's free. You can create all sorts of things with this. And if you remember those basic design rules that we had, well, I beg your pardon. If you remember those basic design rules that we had gone through, then you'll know that these are not very difficult to create. Now, I just want to show you why you would then obviously use the member site to download some of the templates, because you might have something that you'd want to discuss or a point you'd like to make on Facebook. So you go onto the member portal, you go to marketing, and you go to one pages. Oh, I lie, you go to templates, sorry. You go onto the template site, and here are a whole bunch of templates. I've added a couple new ones that you can now use to promote your business. You can use this picture and talk about the fact that you're earning binary commissions tomorrow for the first time. Or you can use this picture and talk about an idea that you may have had for how you want to grow your organization. So at the end of the day, these pictures are here for you to be able to use them, and they're purposefully set up so that you can create one pages and create resources, and so that you can communicate with your team or communicate on social media in a professional kind of way. So these templates are all there. You can go and download them. As and when I make more, I throw them on there as well. And as and when our other people in our organization and team grow them, we do that too. Here's an A4 white document that you can use if you want to send somebody a letter or an email, and then obviously a landscape one as well. So guys, at the end of the day, it's can you add the logos? Yes. In fact, let me do that now while I have you all on here. Then I can show you actually how simple this is. I'm going to add the logos on here. This is how simple it is for us to add new information onto our site. It's all about trying to make it simple for everyone. And of course, I must just remember where all the logos are. There they are. There you go. All right. And there are the 3 logos that you can use. They are relatively high res. So for resolution for on a website or on Facebook, and so they're perfectly fine. I'm going to publish this so that you have access to them immediately. And then you should have pretty much everything that you would need in order to grow your organization and to build your team. It's not a difficult thing to do. It's not a difficult program to use. Photoscape, like I said, is very simple. And if you can master Photoscape, then the rest is really easy. So what I'm going to do is, if you guys have any question, can you add the bull too? We are not meant to use the bull in isolation. So that's one of the rules that we have, is not to use the bull in isolation unless it's on one of the templates on the accounts. But at the end of the day, you can use the logos. Just make sure that they're not distorted. You can't change the colors except for the black and white or the full colors that we have at the moment. But this program, I promise, will help you so much. Maybe what I must do is just show you one more little thing before you go, because most of us have PowerPoint, right? Now, PowerPoint is actually the most amazing design program if you get to learn how to use it. I want to show you something because I know a lot of you struggle to remove a background from a photograph. I know that that is sort of a big problem. Okay, so here I have a plain image from a PowerPoint background. So let's say I change the color of the background to, let's say, yellow. And now you want to use the logo on here, because this is now where all the wheels come off and everybody starts losing their minds. But you didn't show us how to remove the background. Okay, now I've entered my background and now people are going, oh, okay, Yvonne says she's not good with technology, but she's going to try. I promise, just try it. Even if you just try the one on your phone. The ones on your phone are really good. I'll put up that slide again so you can see which programs to use. They're so simple and they're completely free. Now, when you get onto the space where you've got the picture on your background, you want to click on it so that you get your format tab up. Then you go to your remove background and it will show you everything that's going to remove. Now you want to say, it's going to remove everything but the blue here. So you want to say areas to keep, and then you're just going to go and click on the areas that you want to keep, like that. Well, I'm doing this very quickly now. I should actually be doing it a bit slower. Okay, let's just do it like that for now. And so you can go and click on all the areas that you want to keep and the areas that you want to throw away until you're happy with it. And then you say, I'm not going to do the international, it's going to take too long. But there you have it, your image without a logo, without a background on your background with PowerPoint. Now, what's quite cool about this as well, you can go and insert a picture from here, whichever picture you want to insert. In fact, let's use, okay, we're going to use TD because she's beautiful. It's such a good picture of her. Now, I'm just going to take this out because that doesn't look right. And let's change our background. Make that white. And then if we want to insert the logo, we'll use the full color logo. There you go. Now what we can do here is we can put TD's name on here. We can add information. And then what you do is you just say file and you export it. And here it says change file type. You choose JPEG. And then what it does is it turns this page into one image that you can then send. And then it's not just a PowerPoint presentation or a PDF, then it actually becomes a JPEG, like a one-pager that you can send to people. So if you're a little bit more comfortable working in PowerPoint, the same principles will apply. You just have a little bit more freedom and a little bit more creativeness with Photoscape. So I want to run over that very, very quickly. Just all of that very, very simply. We discussed typography. Make sure that your fonts are easy to read when you are putting things together for MTI. Make sure that the contrast in your background and in your text is quite clear so people can read what you have to say. Also make sure if you've got a busy picture to use the opaque box on the platform in Photoscape, where you create a little box with the opacity. Very, very easy. Don't use more than 2 fonts. It's just a rule of thumb. It's much easier to understand. Make sure that you adhere to basic design principles. Remember what colors mean and what psychological effect they have on people. And remember that MTI is blue and yellow predominantly, and there is a reason for that. Will Photoscape work on a Mac? Yes, it will. Basic design principles. Don't be too wordy. Try and be excited and creative with your graphics and hierarchical design when you're doing simple things. Make sure that the size of what you are doing is correct. You cannot use a cover photo that is a square where all your children's heads get chopped off. It's not professional. Even if you're using an MTI header, make sure that it's designed properly. Okay, just even if you just get the size right, the rest is all relative. These are the programs that I use. They're not limited to this. I'm not saying MTI says you must use only these apps. These are just the ones that I use and they work. GIMP is fantastic. I'll show you GIMP in a second. And then Photoscape I showed you quite a bit from. And the phone apps are UCam app, UCam Perfect, and InCollage. You also want to make sure that you learn how to take a selfie, guys. Men and women all alike. We live in an industry where social media is very important. People are going to connect with you via photography. Ladies, you want to take it a little bit higher than underneath your chin, and then you want to edit it on UCam Perfect. And don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't edit your pictures. They're just lying. It's not even true. Okay. And then these are the things you want to remember for MTI materials. You want to be professional, mustn't be too busy. Use the correct colors. Don't worry about Pantones. Don't use the logo. You cannot use this in isolation. You have to use the full logo. And then what you want to do is make sure that you don't bastardize this into different colors. It is only allowed to be only black, only white, or like this. Okay, remember the 3 marketing guidelines. They're on the back office with an MTI portal. And then you want to go and have a look at that portal for templates. All right. I am going to quickly just show you the basics of GIMP. It's going to take like 2 seconds, but I think that there are some people that might actually understand the GIMP program. I like this version 1.4.3. Now, GIMP is an unbelievable program. There's so much more you can do here. So let's say you want to open an image. Let me go in here quickly. No, OneDrive. That's where I must go. Okay. Okay. No, not that one. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this is a very awkward looking picture of Clinton. I'm going to use this picture to edit. So on the side here, this is your toolbar and these are your layers. Okay, but guys, you can't break the program. So go and try these things. And if you hover over them, it actually tells you what the icon is for. So here's a rectangular selection tool. Here's an elliptical selection tool. Here you can crop the image. So if I want to crop the picture to that extent, I can do that. If you want to rotate, all that kind of stuff. Let's say you want to try and take out the background. you can literally click on the selection color tool and it will pick up every single color that is more or less the same. And when you delete them, you'll see they'll go white. So you can literally go and delete the background. Obviously, this isn't a very good picture to do that with, but that's quite nice. It's a color dropper tool that picks up every color that you want to delete, especially if you want to take out a background without having to deep etch something. That's quite nice. Your scale tool, that's quite nice as well. So you can scale the size of your image if you need it. Here you can distort it. Here you can add text. So this is to actually put it on the page, and here is where you're going to actually change the attributes of whatever you've put on the page, whatever layer you are busy with. So you'll see here that the Clinton is layered on top of the picture. I'm busy with the Clinton layer. So let's say I change the font to that one. Here I can change the size. Okay, we can't see that. There you go. I can change the size here. Now this is for somebody who wants to try something a little bit different and want to learn a bit more. Okay. If you want to do a rectangular selection tool, for instance, you can create a new layer, and then I can fill that layer with whatever color I want to fill it with. So in this case, I can do that, for instance. You can change the order of layers, and then I can delete this like that, so it actually looks like it's behind him. So this program has got a lot more functionality. This is a little bit like Photoshop, but it's an unbelievable program. If you want to clone, let's say for instance, you want to change the background a little bit, you can literally, oh, I'm on the wrong layer. You can literally build, oh, I need to do that first, sorry. It's unbelievable what you can do with this program. You can draw, you can change the colors. There's so much to be done. You can darken certain areas. I think this is the dodge tool. Let's say I want to lighten his face. I've actually gone and lightened the whole size again. But this program is really, really nice. You can take your images, you can change the colors, you can do filters like different, if you want to Gaussian blur a whole image, you can do that. It's actually amazing what you can do with this program, and it's very simple. As you hover over every single thing, it will show you what to do. Now, what's quite nice, and this is how I remove the logo, just to show you that, because lots of people ask me that. Okay, let's use this one. The logo here, but I want to take the background out. I use my color selection tool. I use white. I choose the white. So white is now selected. I literally delete it and I flatten that image. Now you'll see that it's just the logo, just like that. If you want to, you can also change the light. These are under curves, under images. And if I want to make the full logo black, I can make it. Or if I want to make it fully white, I can do that as well. So this program's got a little bit more functionality in terms of how it helps you to build and layers. And then what you do is you can physically just go and flatten this image. Why is that not working? For some reason that's not working. I don't know why that's not working. So you go and you say layer, flatten image, and then when you say file, you say save as. Always make sure that you choose JPEG. You use JPEG at the end of your picture. So you want to save it as a JPEG, as an image. You can choose wherever you want to save it. So here we're going to save it on the desktop. Save it as Clinton JPEG. You want to do it at full resolution. Now, here is my flattened picture. In a second or two, it should load. Why is it not loading? Oh, I'm not too sure why that's not loading, you guys. Oh, there it is. Okay, so you see this is obviously terribly done, but you can work around with it. You can create boxes, you can color them, you can delete some of it, you can take out a background, you can take out the background from a logo, all that kind of stuff. So Photoscape is really a very interesting program to use, but GIMP is unbelievable. And I believe that if you learn a little bit and just teach yourself a couple of skills, play around with it, you can't make a mistake. And like I said, as you hover over the icons, they show you exactly what to do. All right, so I'm going to call it a night. I hope that you guys learned a little bit. If you've got any major questions, you are more than welcome to jump on over into the Q&A section, and I'll stay on for another 10 minutes and answer any questions if there would be. I am going to put this recording on the member portal. I'll also be adding it onto my YouTube channel, so you can have a look. I've got the programs that I use on the screen at the moment, and I hope this helps a little bit. I know that it can be very daunting when you are marketing your organization and marketing your business, and then you see stuff being put up by corporate, and you don't want it to look quite the same. You want to have your own brand, and I think this is a great way to do so responsibly. So Pumla's saying that she's learned a lot. Steve says he's learned a lot. I'm excited. Okay. So if there's any questions, I'm going to be here for another 10 minutes. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for joining us for this training. It really is all about trying to empower you guys as best I can to help yourselves in the organization. Can we also have the guidelines on the template page? It is there. It's there already. If you go and have a look, I actually uploaded it a couple of weeks ago already. Any video editing programs I can use? All right, Jacques, if anybody wants to see how we edit videos, let me show you. Okay, Everardus, please check your screen. The programs are on there at the moment, okay. Okay, let me quickly show you how we edit videos, you guys. I use Wondershare. Wondershare is also a very simple program to use. It's not difficult at all. And you can upgrade to a paid package, or you can use their entry-level package, which gives you a little bit of a watermark, but it's not the end of the world. Nobody ever died with having a watermark on a video, so don't let anyone tell you that it's not good enough. So this is what Wondershare looks like as video editing software. So if I were to, let's say, I want to, let me just close this. Let's say I want to upload a video from our calls, all right? Then I go to import media files. I would have already downloaded the call. So I'll go and find the actual video, the MP4 of what I'm trying to download. I bring it in here. There's my video. Oh, no, that's not the right document. That's the right document, sorry. I don't know if I can delete that. Yes, I can. Okay, so this is the download of the video that I did for, I think it was Tuesday night's call. So you literally drag and drop. So here you can see I've dragged the video. On the far right here, this is my screen. Now I can play from here. This is obviously where Johan started the call for us. And then as I get further along, there you can see the video has started. So I need to cut all of this out when I upload onto my page. There's me testing light. Okay, and here you can see, here's the track. So this is the voice. So from here, I know that Scott was talking. So from there, I will cut the program. And then I can delete it. So that takes away all that first nonsense. It goes straight into Scott. Now, what's really quite nice is create marketing videos. If you've got a little background video that you can use, what I would do is if you go onto Google and you search, let's go to all free stock videos. Find your perfect footage. So you can go to any of these sites for free stock videos. These are all royalty free. There you go. I can download this lady. Let me just see where from. Oh no, that site's not going to work. I do actually have a site. I wasn't prepared to show you guys any of this tonight. Let's check here. It's a business. Man working on laptop. Oh, there you go. Download free video. So now it's downloading the MP4 at the bottom here. Okay. Here it is there. Now, that's literally how I would just download any sort of free shareware that I can find. And then here's the video. I drag that in. Match to media. You always want to match it to media. All right. And then from here, do you see that's the video that I now have? If I want to include an image, like I want to include an image of our training, then I can import that as well. I just, like I said, I don't have them sort of readily available. Let's do this. Or if I want to import a picture of Clinton, and then other videos that I've downloaded. So if I go onto this page and, I don't know, office, here's lots of people working. I can download this. Go straight over to, just waiting for it to download. Over here, import the file again. It's from downloads. That's the last one I downloaded. And from here, you'll see if I play this from the beginning, you'll see that it then in sequence puts things together. Now, if I want to put text over it, I can do that. If I want to fade out of one to fade into the next one, then I can. The program for video editing is Filmora Wondershare. I'm going to put it in the Filmora. Sorry, you guys, I didn't think I was going to do training on video as well. So it's not very well prepared. You guys are going to have to forgive me. So you can see that's an image that's been placed in between the video. So that's quite cool. And then you'll see the video will take up in a second. So there we have back to video. So that's quite nice. And what's also very cool with this, you guys, is you can actually do your own voice recording. Okay, and the sound here is quite good. So if you want to put in audio, I just actually have to remember how to do that quickly. Record. Record a voiceover. Here you go. Now I'm going to record a voiceover. So let's do it for this little picture of people running around. Oh, I don't know if it's going to allow me to record while I'm busy. Oh, there you go. Many people work from 9 to 5, not knowing how difficult and wonderful life could be all at the same time. Today, let's have a look at how Mirror Trading International could save your life. Okay, that's obviously not a very good voiceover screen, but you see here, there's the voiceover. So now I can actually show you guys the sound. Share computer sound. All right, so now if you go here, you guys should be able to hear that. There's no sound, no sound. It's so long. Many people work from 9 to 5, not knowing how difficult and wonderful life could be all at the same time. And then if you want to add some music over it, you go to audio, let's say young and bright music. We use drift. I don't know. I always get into trouble for the music I use. Hold on. You don't want to drag it next to it. Do you see that these two are not playing at the same time? And then when you work on that, you want to make sure that you have it maybe softer, so it's not as loud over your voice. If you edit the sound on your voiceover, you can remove the background noise as much as you like, which I always do, and you can turn the sound up. So I don't know if that's too much. So now you'll have a little bit of a music with the videos. Many people work from 9 to 5, not knowing how difficult and wonderful life could be all at the same time. Today, let's have a look at how Mirror Trading International can save your life. All right, so you can then build that however best you want. If you want to include text and titles, you can do that as well. So you've got some opening lines which are like big titles, the smaller titles like these. So let's say we did something like this and I pulled it over my text. I have to make sure that I'm working there, and then I click on it, and then I can change whatever I'm busy with. Join Lord Cheri, I'm tired. Join MTI today. And this is quite cool. And you can drag it for however long you would like it to be. So let's say you're here. Now, obviously I didn't check these colors or anything, you guys, so forgive me. Many people work from 9 to 5, not knowing how difficult and wonderful life could be all at the same time. Today, let's have a look at how Mirror Trading International could save your life. Yeah, so it's actually quite simple. If you remember that all proper design works in different layers. So you've got layers that literally get functioned next to one another, like these videos and images. And then you've got layers of sound on top of images, on top of video, on top of background music. And if you double click any one of these, then you can change the attributes of that specific element. So at the end of the day, it's actually quite simple. They've got effects as well. So if you want to use an effect, you can just draw that over a video. So in this case, I've just think wonderful life could be all at the same time. And yeah, and actually it's very cool if you learn a little bit about these. So I'm self-taught in these. I had to learn how to do these for my teams as a leader, because a professional onset is very important if you want to make it big in network marketing in general. So having to pay designers all the time was costing me a fortune. So I had to learn how to do them, and it became very relaxing. I actually enjoy doing presentations and trainings and videos, and that's quite fun. Where can we find good background music for marketing videos? Well, if you use Filmora, you'll see here that they actually give you 14 plus 7 plus 6 plus 13 plus 7 plus 25 plus 1, a whole bunch of music videos. That's all done already. But let me teach you a trick. I actually do this on my phone, so I'm not too sure. You can even download that from the internet as well, by the way. You go and look for royalty-free background music. It is amazing what you'll find if you actually just ask for it. I don't want to lose that site because it's actually a really nice free video share site. But if you ask for royalty-free free background music, there you go. There's 30,000 tracks in 170 genres. So you'd have to work a couple of them, but these are quite cool. And on your phone, You can use a app to edit videos as well. They're very simple. It's called YouCut. Let me just find that little image for you so you can see what it looks like. Yes, that's the one. YouCut. This is the one that you use on your phone to edit pictures. It is videos. It's unbelievable. All those videos that I did for Hannah, let me quickly show you which ones. These were all done with YouCut. It's a very simple process, works a lot like Wondershare that I just showed you, but very simple, and you can literally do it on your phone. Most of these videos that I've done, not most of them, the ones with my kids, like this one was done in YouCut. And this is also very, very simple. I'd taken the video, I could add the music in the background. This was when Hannah started training again. On your chest, you could beat the world. I could add videos together. It's quite fun. You can throw your hands up. Whatever music you want to put in there. So yeah, this is actually, the YouCut is just as nice. I think this was another one. You can add pictures. This was for Bailey when she was born. So you can do pictures, you can do videos, all sorts of things in YouCut, and add videos of voiceovers and music as well. All right, so I hope you guys, what is the name of the video editing program? I'm going to put it here again, Filmora 9 Wondershare. That's the one that I use. And the other programs, I'll put them on here again so you can have a look. There you go. So I hope you guys heard and I hope that you guys learned something new today. I know that this is a lot, but you've got to just try. You can't be afraid. It really is a new skill. And as a network marketer and as a leader, you have to know how to do these things. It's important. It's like a surgeon has to learn how to use a scalpel. You've got to learn how to market your business. It's not tough. It's don't be afraid. You just got to work at it. All right. So you guys, that's me for the evening. I am going to go and eat my Pizza Hut cookie pizza thing. I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you learned something new. I will put all of this into, in fact, it already is. It's already on the site. So if you go to the members portal, you'll see that the basic training site is there already. And as soon as I've got this call, then I'll put it down here for a video that you guys can access it. All right, cool. I hope you guys had a fantastic evening, that you learned something new, that your prospects are excited about Mirror Trading International. Remember, where your energy goes, your growth will show. At the end of the day, it's all about what you focus on, because that is what would grow. So I hope you guys have an awesome, awesome evening. Thank you so much for supporting the calls, for supporting our trainers. And we're here to serve you. We're here to help as many people as we can. Have an awesome evening. Be blessed.